Well, what about you? Have you run into any storms in your life as you've tried to follow God? You know, maybe you said, yes, God, I'm going to spend 15 minutes with you every single day in Bible study and prayer. But it's been 5 days now, and you're just barely keeping your head above water. You can't even remember where you put your Bible, and the only prayer you're praying is, God, help. Or maybe you said, yes, God, I'm going to smile at everyone I meet today. But it's 10 a.m. 3 people have already cut you off in traffic. 1 flipped you a bird. You didn't even get time for breakfast. By the time you got to work, the coffee pot was empty. Your boss just added another whole load of work to your desk. You're going to be there till 6 o'clock tonight. And this is supposed to make you smile? Or maybe you said, yes, God, I am going to love this blended family that you gave me. This family of yours, mine, and ours. But no matter how hard you try, his don't want to be yours. And yours are still mad that you are his. And ours thinks he's the only kid that really matters. Or maybe you said, yes, God, I will love and forgive this prodigal child who's doing things I never dreamed a child of mine would ever do. But you get nothing in return except ingratitude and an attitude of entitlement. Or maybe you said, yes, God, I am going to change my eating habits. I'm going to join a gym. I'm going to make healthier choices. But every time you turn around, somebody's shoving a piece of cheesecake into your face. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do when you think God is leading you to go in a certain direction? You believe God has given you a dream and you want to pursue that dream. And so you say yes and you begin to follow. You get in the boat, but then a storm blows in. And it's a lot harder than you ever dreamed it was going to be. Well, what did the disciples do in this story in Matthew chapter 14 when the storm blew in? Well, I'll tell you what they didn't do. They didn't quit rowing. They kept rowing. They kept rowing. Because you see, Jesus was going to come walking across that water pretty soon. And that is his advice to us as well. If you're in the boat, I told you to get in. And if you're going where I told you to go, when the storm hits, don't quit rowing. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And in Matthew chapter 15, Jesus came walking across that stormy sea, and guess what? The disciples didn't recognize him. That's exactly what happens to us in our storms. We often don't recognize the hand of God in our circumstances. You see, we've got God in a box, right? We think God kind of looks like the church, or God looks like our pastor, or God looks like some other sort of godly individual or circumstance. And very often he comes to us in ways that we don't recognize, but he always comes to us in the middle of our storm.